Hello everyone, Justin here, and today I'm going to show you how to draw a star in different ways. So the first way, let's just go ahead and draw a line that goes to the center of the star, and then two lines that go off at a narrower angle. And try to keep these lines roughly about the same length. So now we're going to bisect these two lines, the angle here. And so this line will go this way and over here. Alright, so what you want to do now is try to see if these angles look roughly about the same. So from what I can tell here, this angle looks a little bit narrower than this right here. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go ahead and redraw this line a little bit farther out. And looks like that's probably right about this, at the right spot. And see if the angles look better. I'll go ahead and erase that original line. If this angle was a little narrower or too wide, you could redraw the lines to be closer. So you want all these angles to be about the same, which if you really want to draw a perfect star, the best thing is to use a protractor where these angles are 72 degrees. So now that we have our 5 lines, I'll just go ahead and connect the ends of the lines as best as I can. And there's our star. So one thing we can do with this is outline. Just like that. Or you could fill it in as a solid star. And another way you could do it is to darken these radiating lines that come from the center. Then we can draw these short lines from the inside corners to the center and shade one side or the other of each point. So let's say this side, all the left side areas of each point. Okay, well darn it, I shaded this side instead of this, so that's wrong. But what are you gonna do? I'm gonna just go ahead and shade this final part and just leave it at that. So, word to the wise, pay attention to what you're doing, like I obviously wasn't. So let's go ahead and go on to another star. So in this first instance, what we did was we drew these 5 lines and tried to figure out the angles so that all the angles were the same. So let's do it differently, and let's draw a circle first, a rough circle, and find the center. And what we're going to do here is mark the top point and then mark 5 total points around this circle. And it may be easier for some of you to see if the distance here are the same, right around the radius of the circle, the outer part of the circle. And try to see if these distances are equal. And this part looks a little bit long, so I'm gonna bring this further closer together with these two and just kind of adjust where they need to be. And once you feel like you have the right spot, kind of mark it a little bit better and just connect the points together. So this is going to be my, let's see here, right here. I'm going to start connecting them with straight lines. Okay, so here, let's go ahead and shade it just like this, except let's try to do it, I'll try to do it correctly. And so to get these lines here, I'm going to just draw straight lines from the tips of the corners to the inside corners. These lines will then go through the center of the star. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and this time I'm gonna shade in the right side of each point, and I'll kind of double check myself before I mark. Okay, so let's draw a star a different way. So if you notice, each of these points is kind of like a diamond or a triangle. And so let's try doing it this way. Let's draw a kind of a narrow triangle and add another triangle just like that. Try to make them as equal as possible. So here, these lines will always be straight to form the one side of the next triangle. And again here, this line would be continuous with this line, and you can see how I'm forming these triangles. Just a different way of looking at it. And there's our star. Obviously, if it doesn't look symmetrical to you, just adjust the shape of the triangle. Maybe make it wider here, and that'll get you to where you want to be. Now, whenever drawing these stars freehand, don't feel bad that it's not perfectly straight or symmetric or even, because it's freehand. It's not going to be perfect. So that's the reason why most of the time when I try to draw these things, I don't worry about it being perfect. In fact, let's go ahead and draw some imperfect stars. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and draw two lines again. And at the top, we'll put in a horizontal line. You can make this as long as you want. It can even be uneven, one side longer than the other. So short here, long there. And at this point, go ahead and connect this corner with this bottom corner. So what you have here is kind of an elongated star, where this is the top and these are the bottom with long legs. So let's draw another one. So let's draw a couple lines again. This time it's not perfectly symmetric, and I'll make this angle off a bit, not perpendicular to the center line of these two. And again, I'll connect the corners. Okay, and this works well for, say, you're drawing something where the star is flying. So this would be the leading edge of the star, and let's say you have a shooting star. This star is going in this direction. So let's draw some that's coming from the center of this page. So one going out this way, like this, long legs. You can see then you can draw these lines that come from the center. And then let's draw one over here. Couple lines, a short line there. Connect the corners. And again, same. And here, long lines, short. Connect the corners. And if you start practicing this a lot, you'll be able to do this freehand and just draw the outline. And it doesn't have to be perfect either. You can see here how these lines are not even. And I'll draw another one here. Just like that. And all of these are coming, say, from the center. And I'm going to draw this one a little bit different, where I do it in one continuous line. And I'm sure most of you have done this before, where you just draw a line down, go up to the other corner, go across, down, and then back to where you started. And that's how a lot of people can draw a star, just like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Again, as I said, you can make the legs longer, just like that. And just keep practicing this. So one thing you can also try to practice, just like here, is try to draw the outline just like that. Try to imagine where you need to go. So here I'm already imagining that where this line would meet here and here. So when I get to this point, I'm already imagining that point where I need to go and then go back up. Okay, let's do that again. So here, let's go down, across, and then from here, I'm gonna imagine this line going straight down. This is the point I'm gonna go to next. So I'll go down that point and then continue the straight line here from there. Go back up, stop right here because this line is gonna go this way. Go down, and now this is gonna go to this point. So I'm gonna head that way, up to this point here because of this line, across, and right here is the line, imaginary line. Go across and then finish the star. Again, I wasn't trying to make it perfectly symmetric here. So just practice drawing a lot of stars, and with time you'll be able to draw them fairly easily, not necessarily symmetric, and you don't necessarily want it to be symmetric anyway. This is hand drawn. It keeps it fresh, spontaneous, and a little bit more interesting, I think. So that's all I have for you today. I'm going to go ahead and outline some of these other stars, and I will see you next time. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a great day.